be repeating myself here a bit in a moment. Well. Just giving the thing a little time. Here, I'm going to make a very short PSA, public service announcement. This is important to watch if you're going to be playing Black Ice for Hearts of Iron 4. Hello, everyone. Before we get into that, this is Gamer1745 here. And if you're new and interested in Black Ice or, Hearts of Iron 2 or 3 or 3 or 4, please subscribe to the channel. And of course, everyone, hopefully this is helpful enough that you'll hit that like button. Yes. All right. Recently been playing game looking at the new economy of Black Ice, that they've really reworked things. And I know I had set this before in the other game, but you have to do it every time. And I don't think this is a Black Ice issue. I think this is a Hearts of Iron issue. You have to enable, can't be auto-enabled. I don't know why they don't have it auto-enabled, but you got to come in enabled if you want historical unit spawn for Germany and possibly other countries. I do want that. Now, these don't, at least I don't think for the most part, give you free equipment. Sometimes I think they should, but that's another issue. How does equipment magically appear? Well, there's debates on that, because not all of everything is not a zero-sum game, especially in a pre-war mode. And during the war, of course, there's captured equipment that may or may not be well implemented in this game. So you need to enable this at, I guess maybe I could even save presets. I don't know. Maybe if I do that. Let's just try this. Maybe we'll see that next time. So maybe that would work for people, but we want to enable that for historical unit spawn. If you do not, you will not get to historical units. Now that's fine if you don't want them. I was relying upon them, so I wasn't training up units like I should have been if I wasn't going to use it. So I was relying upon the historical units, and there's good and there's bad with the historical units, the way they're implemented in the game. The bad, you got a unit way out here on the front, and now you only get to upgrade the units, I think, at least mostly, and it is coded, and I do see you there, Frog Eyes. That if you decide to upgrade a unit and it needs to be out of combat, but if it's up here, you go, oh, upgrade it, yes, pop, and it reappears, back here somewhere, and you got to get it all the way to the front. Now that isn't entirely unrealistic in the historical sense, but it is a can be a problem where if you have the unit up here and you just change, if it's in this area here and you just change its order of battle, its template, it doesn't have to go all the way back and it doesn't come back. So there is now a lot of times, normally when they really were reorganizing a unit, they'd pull it out of the front. But with trains and whatnot, yeah, I don't know how bad it all is, but that's just an issue. And Frog Ice, who knows maybe a bit more about this than I do, of the stuff, free manpower, not equipment. Well, I guess this sort of gets the PSA done, and we'll be talking about that there. So this, just so that you know, I just relied upon it being there. So I played a bunch of things, so I'm going to replay everything. Why I hate 1936. Not because I hate 1936, it's just because I keep playing it so many times, and now we were in 1938, so people are complaining I don't get done. Well, too bad. I don't have time to. I know maybe I should play this offline, get to 1936 or 1938, and then just sort of bing, things changed and go on. But I just don't have enough time for that right now. So we're going to be redoing this. So yeah, thanks everyone. Yes, I'm a little frustrated. Again, it's not really a black ice thing. It's though I would, if you could default it as enabled, but maybe more people would be upset with that. I don't know. But I know that since I enabled it, I just presumed it was still going to be enabled and not having to re-enable it. So yeah, thanks everyone. See you next time. Frog ice. From what I understand, too many people complained about the spawn, so BI made it a custom rule. Okay, I understand a custom rule. That part I totally get. I just would either, at a minimum, because I know that I had enabled it in the previous playthrough, yeah, I did go from version whatever to version whatever. I just presumed it would stay enabled, my presumption. And I would probably choose, though again I don't know the popularity, I would probably choose to have it as a standard enabled that people could disable it if they so choose. Now, on magically appearing equipment, obviously in the real world, equipment just doesn't poof out of nowhere. But, and this is, I'm focused on Germany because of my modding background and because of the importance of Germany, but this does hold true for some of the other nations as well. The problem with this game, whether it's Hearts of Iron 3 or Hearts of Iron 4, and I love that Hearts of Iron 4 you produce equipment, is that you have a limited amount of factories, and you have, of course, the settings is how productive those factories are through the national focuses and other elements in the game, right? Okay, well, so that builds out your army. Now, you've got to look at basically, most, almost all, I don't quite have exact there, but much, probably most, of the equipment for the Waffen-SS prior to 1940, say, did not come out of army surpluses or army supplies. So where did that equipment come from? Well, the problem is, if you look at, say, Germany, the Germans were building, let's just throw out a number, 30 panzers a day in 1937, let's just say. No, not a day, a month. 30 panzers a month. Sorry, one a day is what I was thinking. 30 panzers a day. The factory is quite capable of say, let's say, with the manpower currently available and the industrial equipment currently available, they could have been producing 60 a month, double the production. They just didn't because the army just didn't order it. And there are a lot of arms manufacturers in Germany that were producing arms not for the army. And some of them that were producing for the army also produced them for export. Okay. To sell to Spain or something else like that. Now you may go, well, that's taking it from production. Yes, but the actual reality of the situation was, one, they didn't know the war was going to be starting in 39. Two, they didn't, they didn't put the budget that they could have put into the war, into preparations for the war. So it's hindsight. Now we're sort of playing with hindsight, but how much do we want to give them hindsight ability? So should we say, oh, well, to supply all of the Mauser rifles, new manufacturer Mauser rifles to Spain, we have to cut down the Mauser rifles going to the German army by 30%? Well, the reason that would be wrong historically is they just made more Mauser rifles to send to Spain because somebody ordered them. And so how do you reconcile this? So like much of the Waffen-SS equipment or SS equipment, in fact, should sort of come out of nowhere. And the reason I will justify this is because these are not buildable units. So you cannot, I would keep these purely the sort of event or whatever, given from that tree, whatever you want to call it, decision tree units. So you can't just decide, oh, well, I want, 25 heavy armored Waffen SS heavy armored division just to magically appear. No, it's controlled by somebody who goes in and does some research, figures out sort of what they had, figures out that, oh, these other stuff came from these other sources that weren't standard, and go, okay, we're just going to give them some equipment. And that would cover the sort of magically appearing. So if you're talking about something like, oh, the new Tiger tanks are being developed, yeah, that shouldn't be magic equipment, because that's coming out of war stocks. Yeah, production. That's the first production getting it going. Where, oh, hey, the 35T tanks that come in. How many 35T tanks should Germany get? Well, someone could probably go in and do the research, and maybe somebody has, and figure out just how many 35Ts that Germany got. And then, since this is, Black Ice, or Hearts of Iron, sorry, not Black Ice, this is Hearts of Iron, what they should do is okay, let's just say they got 300. Okay, they got 300. Well, we should give Germany 900, because in Hearts of Iron, you use up tanks. Because in reality, you don't use up tanks, because you get spare parts. Well, these tanks represent, it's the tank and spare parts of blah, 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 blah. The idiocy of this crap just really, well, we don't have ammunition, but you train, we're going to use up Mauser rifles. You don't use up Mauser rifles or MG-34s or artillery pieces in training. You don't even use up a lot of that stuff in there is combat attrition, and that would be combat attrition specifically for combat. Not just because, but a lot of the artillery and trucks and tanks get repaired, and they don't have that mechanic in the game. So when you take over Czechoslovakia, how many, now figure out from those kinds of things, and that's sort of some of the BS. Hello, Arno. That's going on with trying to translate real world into Hearts of Iron 4. Where Hearts of Iron 3, you had units, not production. So when I gave units to primarily as Germany, but a few other nations got units, I put in a cost to those units in there. But it wasn't, well, one, it's hard to figure out what the cost is, because again, with that you have various sliding scales of production efficiency, blah 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 blah, sort of like here. But so you couldn't necessarily 100, because it's easier to estimate some of that stuff in 1936, where 1940, 1942, as various things could change in history and bombing and how many ICs and whatnot. So you're sort of guesstimating anyways. But I would sort of guesstimate, well, some of this stuff is, captured equipment that I was giving a unit to. And again, in Hearts of Iron 3, there aren't specifically equipment. So, I go, okay, well, this is using a lot of the captured equipment, these stuff. And this unit has, one of the stuff that we have for Third Reich events is the, Schuma battalions. Don't remember the exact name. And they are a bunch of mostly Baltic states, Ukrainians, and others in this area that are, behind the lines type troops, shall we say, meaning guys armed with rifles and a few machine guns. And so we created a bunch of units and spammed these units out here that are are like militia or whatever. They're pretty weak units as they were. But we also gave them at like 1/3 the strength because we were looking at, because again, they were coming not from manpower pools of Germans. They were coming from various local peoples here. These units did end up fighting on the front line, but they're really designed as anti-partisan stuff. And so giving them at 1/3 the strength because they were, 300 man or 400 man battalions instead of, about 1,000 man battalions or whatever. So we were giving these units that they were weak, and then you could go in and either lock them where they were so that they wouldn't reinforce. So you just got these units that were, in essence, free because they were representative of various kludge of rifles, whether captured Mosin-Nagants or captured, I don't know, Krag Jorgensen's from Norway, or it was Lithuania bought a lot of Enfield rifles and Vickers machine guns that nobody really knew what to do with when the Russians took them over. They just sort of like left them in the armory because they were in the 303 caliber and whatever. Well, a bunch of these, guns that Germany doesn't have much ammunition for, ended up in these sort of, security squad type stuff. So these are, just junk equipment, and these again for units that are, militia or whatever, really sort of crap units. So you could get these basically for free because that's sort of what they scrounged up the equipment, and they're undermanned and they're under whatever. Or you could go, hey, yeah, have these units reinforce, which then takes the reinforcing process with Hearts of Iron 3, takes ICs, one, to get it to full strength, and two, will take up manpower to get it to full strength. So if you wanted to add more manpower and equipment, it was going to cost you. So the sort of magically appearing element was just this sort of skeletal anti-partisan. So if you want to just keep them around as anti-partisan effects, and when a partisan unit would pop up, you could send it over and it would crush it, and it's fine. If you want them to be sort of a backup to frontline troops, stacked with frontline troops, well, okay, you probably should reinforce them. So because it wasn't just me, there was some of the people working with me that did some of the research, and we sort of guesstimated, yes. And so, you got a lot of free crap units that you could use, whether on the front line or behind the lines or just as pretty icons on the map. But yeah, and so when you're doing that, you don't necessarily give the player the control to get a bunch of free magically appearing stuff, because that would be not just unbalancing, because I never really worked for balance. I worked for historical accuracy. But it would be, just bad for playing, if you will. And hello, Arno, over on YouTube. And hello, Hoffmanator. The great Hoffmanator's here. Greetings. How's the new update? Well, I'm really enjoying it for the most part. I'm very intrigued by the economy that we're seeing. So I think it is very detailed. I do think maybe a little bit unnecessarily detailed, but that doesn't make it wrong. It just makes it a lot of detail, and which may turn people off, is sort of, I guess, my point. Is not that it's bad. It's just, how am I in Poland? Oh boy. Okay, well, I got to restart this. Exit game. I don't know how I got to clicking into Poland. I know your screen is black. It's scary. It's dark. Hey, Sing, good to have you here. I'm doing just fine. Okay, come back in here. We're going to hit play. Somehow I hit click Poland. It's something in my ranting and whatever. You should be getting picture back now, I think. As in cool graphics instead of the black, the dark, the night, the scary. Being 24 Liberator. Rolls Royce. Armored car. Okay, single player, new game. Click. Click the baddies. Okay, now I'm going to see if custom rule or nope, gotta enable. Okay, we're still on Germany. Cool. Okay. All right. Well, good to hear, Sing. Right. Okay, there we go. Now we're the right country. We're the right country. Well, I'm going to make episodes. I don't know if I'm going to post them or anybody's going to watch them, but we're going to make episodes here. So, yeah. And we're going to chat. Before I start that, I know I'm going to go grab a Coke. I didn't get one before starting here, and I'm actually starting to dry up at the mouth talking so much. And I'm going to keep talking, so I better get that before we start. I am back officially here, sitting down at the computer. All right. Okay. Now we'll make an episode here. Yes, back to 1936. We know y'all love the year, so we're going to keep playing this year. This is going to be German build-up economic simulator game channel now for the future. Hello, everyone. How you doing? This is, of course, Gamer 1745, and I'm not sure we may just start a new series here. I don't know what we're going to call it. Last one was looking at Germany's economy, and we're going to be looking at Germany's economy and seeing how it's going. So it's going to be the same thing, but all over again. Again, if you didn't catch the PSA thing that I will be publishing before this about needing to check the 0 days, we'll get the super baddies out very in the first year. About needing to, at the start of every game, enable historical, probably that. Yeah, let's just do that so we can do better invasions. If you want the historical unit spawn, you might not want that, but if you do want it, you better enable it. Okay, so we're going to come over here. 38, 37. I'm just looking at things that are undone. And so, yes, I am a little frustrated. Okay. And hello, King of Glory? Well, great. You're very good. Heinrich has 2 balls, but small, but Goebbels has none. Right. Okay. Yes, I can't like sing it, but I know of the song that that I think you're referring to. Okay. No, we don't want wood gasifiers. Okay, that's 35. Early tractors, farm output by 1, ration decay by 1. Okay, these are really good here. Improved smelting techniques, iron steel production, no resource extraction factor. I think we'll do this first. Let's come over here. Let's check out here because, okay, we have computing machines, base stability for 85 days. We're getting down. I know I went through all this just recently. Okay, production efficiency growth. There we go. There we go. Okay, any decisions we want to do now? No. Okay, let's see. Yeah. Okay, let's just guess at 1200. Oh, gotta do PP first. PP 1200. Again, if you didn't watch my previous series, is Gamer cheating now? No, I don't think so. I think I'm just correcting bad starts. I'm just going through here and going to go something of a more historically based thing, because Joseph Goebbels was the basic propaganda minister at the time. Domestic minister, I know we've sort of gone over this. I've got a lot going on in my life, people. I'm not going to get into all of it, but I would really like to make a mod based on Third Reich events that deals with ministers. I did actually make a minister's mod for Hearts of Iron 3 that gave a cabinet somewhat more like this. And I got through doing a lot of the majors, but I never got enough into the minors. Minor nations, so I never released it properly, and it wouldn't. And don't even bother asking right now because, yeah, Minister of Congress is probably the because it wouldn't be playable with anything you were going to be playing now. The Great Week as Diwali and other things happen. Well, good. See, good. And what? Okay. Wilhelm Canaris, economics minister. Well, we're going to come in here and fix some of this stuff. I'm allowed, right? 2-year draft. Foreign recruitment. Average tariffs. High investment in education. That's police state. Yeah, we'll agree with police state. State press, basically. Extensive officer training. High standards. We're going to go down because this is basically a reserve army at this point in 36. Foreign investors regulated. That's historical. They were, you know, we can look at Ford and GM here, very much so. Most industries nationalized. I'm going to, yeah, it's key industries at best were nationalized at this time. And we're going to go down to, which will go from 0.20% to 0.10%. At best, I would say it was early mobilization now. And not partial mobilization in 1936. Now, if we're talking 1938, yeah. So I think it was 37 or 38 that they started really introducing the draft again. I wish I remembered things like that better. Well, we're going to go with Siemens We're going to go with corrupt at start. All right. Okay. I think that's going to get a lot of that. Well, that 1200 wasn't fair. It wasn't very wrong. All right. Let's increase our production ability here in Germany to, or not so much production, but play historically, not cheating, and simply enhancements. Yeah, that's yeah. I'm looking at not cheating. That's not the point of me spamming in that stuff. It's to try to make things more correct. Restarted and starting a new series. Well, yeah, because um, things don't stay checked. Okay, so we need to. Okay, this is. Well, let's get what? All right, okay. This is for steel manufacturing, for aluminum. Here, so there we go. That'll get our 15 aluminum. Like I say, this is complicated. Now I don't inherently mind complication, but okay, we can do this much. Oh yeah, it's 2 for 2, 18, and for synthetic we can do 1 current maximum here. So I don't, like I say, don't mind it terribly much. Now I got to learn it. Is maybe the okay? They're not making steel yet. We may need some more iron. Well, back over here. Let's see what we could do. Let's see if we can get 8 oil from Romania. Just, I don't think they're going to give us a huge amount, but. And I have learned you need to wait a bit for these countries like Sweden to start producing it. It won't be there at the beginning. And it takes a few days for it to show up, it seems. Who do we, well, let's grab some from. So I think we're going to be needing it once we get going. So let's do that. I'm not exactly sure. Okay, let's do. No, I don't. To me, this looks like a button. Oh, yeah. Here. Okay, that. Add a unit, and we're going to put you over here so that we are training up some units, but probably not enough. We'll see how all this goes. Let's look here at equipment. We're going to, I think, do we have any free factories? No. Okay. That's fine, I guess. So we're going to do that. We're going to do that. We're going to do that. That. Get the ones that are nearly done completed out and do that first. Move this way down to the bottom because it's hardly started. I really like that. I know it'll still be producing its single thing. Yeah, obsolete designs, but who cares? I really wouldn't mind them putting the less completed ones at the bottom of this list at the start. Not that they shouldn't be here. Totally get that they should, but just so that. Oh, okay. All right, let's see. Allocation and juggling of resources looks good. Looking forward to yeah. Hoffman, I do like it. It's. I guess my two concerns are one, I don't know it well yet. Here. No, where am I? Here. And we also have energy over here. I don't know it well yet, and I just don't know how well they've done balancing it all, because it's a whole new world, if you will. So let's go up a little bit faster here, but not terribly faster. So yeah, I do think that they're working on stuff. See, now I'm an American sync, so I have I as far as I know, is the World Cup is a bunch of guys in little shorts kicking a ball, and I have no more concern about it than that. Yeah, I think. Well, airbase, Kriegsmarine, naval dockyard, shipyard. Well, let's do this first. Just get this 7 days out of the way. Oh, Cricket World Cup. Now that's a game I tried when I was living in Britain a few times to watch on the television, cricket, and to try to understand it, and I guess I can't. I guess it's we Americans left the British Empire before cricket, I think, existed. So we never learned it, and it is incomprehensible to anybody who did not grow up to it. So it is one of those things that you must learn at, I think, before the age of 1 to be able to understand it and how it goes. Okay, so we need a lot more steel. Do we have like Swedish steel yet? Okay. No, we don't. Okay, we're gonna wait a few more days for this. Losing fuel, so okay. But we're not even using any. Oh, we're getting none from Romania now. Okay, that ain't good. America, let's go with a couple of factories of fuel. Can go synthetic. Let's see, can we, they're just the two factories there. Okay, let's see. We can get more out from the iron now. You see that we had just had a 25 political power point, and we would not have, if I didn't quote unquote cheat in the political power, we would have gone negative, and that's a bad mod design. That you don't want to design a mod that you can't have. Not by players' actions, they may decide to not have the political power to do it, but okay, so we're still down 81 on steel. Where's Sweden? I was told that Sweden's going to start making steel. We'd be able to import it. Well, I don't see any yet. Okay, well, and over commando. Let's see. So we're now on the 9th. I still don't see a Swedish flag here. Okay, well, now we can import more iron from Sweden, which they, no, I don't want that. Let's go there. That won't be enough, but it'll be a little bit there. And we'll do that. Let's increase the speed a little bit more. Slowly gaining on oil, which for right now, in the use of civil factories, I'm sort of good with. Okay, let's do 2 more. I am a little concerned here that by taking all of Sweden's iron, they're not going to be able to make enough steel. But let's see about getting from, oh, let's go Luxembourg here. So we're down by 8. We're down rubber. By 7. I thought we would get a bit more with that. Okay. Who do we want to get rubber from? Oh, the Netherlands. That sounds like a good source for rubber for us. Now, the question I have is, okay, so here we are running, well, total of 9 factories to produce, or to produce this steel here from this iron, okay? And we are running however many factories, 2 for this, and however many factories to import the iron versus just importing the steel, which might be more economical. Rugby's quite interesting. Yeah, rugby is what sort of football without the pads. Okay, I guess we're just going to do all of these because we're also gaining a research slot there before doing. I think they should. If I think they, you know, I don't know how these are really work. Are okay. Again, and I know I've explained this before, but I had one of the lead developers explain it to me. The concept of this, of the national focus. He explained it And I don't think he was lying. So now, and of course, people can repurpose things. They don't have to keep with the original thing. But the idea of this national focus tree was two things. Was one, well, okay, was one is that you got to make choices. You can't have it all. You can't just go, I want all of this, because some of them are and I understand the idea, because it's, and he talked about a good game design is to make you make choices and not get all. So where do you want to put the emphasis on research? Panzer threes or Panzer fours, which will you can't do both. Now you can research both in the through the research thing, and you can build both, but where do you want to put the focus on? Okay, and they're mutually exclusive. Can't do it all. So that was one of the reasons for this thing. The other one was very much was a roadmap. So if you wanted to get here, let's see what this is. Heavy tank destroyers and self-propelled artillery. I presume heavy for that. This is how you could look up the tree and see how to get here. So it wasn't like, oh shit, I really wanted this. I didn't know I needed to do light or medium or whatever. If it was just a decision or an event over here, because see here, this is what we're going. Okay, it's after February. We're not there yet. Almost. Good. So that it was a roadmap with choices. Okay, I get that. I appreciate that. What German player is not going to hit this? Because, yeah, I get choices, but this is sort of like required. I mean, some of these here, treaty with USSR. Some of this stuff is very, very required. Kriegsmarine, well, if you're going to get, naval dockyards, whatever. Now, there can be choices, and also choices as to when you do it, emphasis. I do get that. But why would you have this here that is something that you want to do early, and you're going to do it so that, and here again, if you want to do any of these things down here, research slot, it's almost required. So I don't know why these are even here, as opposed to having them pre-done. And then you have this. I'd have to look at the exact dates. I think because we're looking at 3 weeks with this. Yeah, maybe that's almost right on the nose, but I would shorten this a little bit. Presuming players will get some of these things done first. And Hitler's speeches, whatever, 14 days. Now, if you're going to do something like this, as this one was 0 days, okay, so it unlocks that for 0 days, and that sort of works out. Hello, Sun Temple Radio. How are you doing? Okay, so we're going to come over here. And no, we're going to come over to recruit. And we're going to unlock the Watch Battalion, the Totenkopf Verband, and which I think is maybe a little early for 36. But for those who don't know me well, I don't do things like remember exact dates just off the top of my head. Well, to me, history is cause and effect. This event happens. It's serial. And so I didn't do well in history in school because they wanted me to memorize, and they didn't. Because I vaguely remember, like in elementary school, that we had to memorize, names of battles or whatever, in the Revolutionary War, and dates and whatnot. And it was just almost literally that. And now in elementary school, I mostly had female teachers, so they were probably entirely uninterested in the topics. Oh, no, 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 I didn't want to do that. I just wanted to roll around here. But, oh, there. No, 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 no. What is it? Okay, there we go. That's who I was looking for there. And so it was entirely uninteresting, where if the teacher had told me a story about the battle, told me the story of the battle, if as it were, then it would have been an interesting thing, and I probably would have remembered it. But all they wanted to do, I, I know some people think teachers, well, today are maybe a lot more trash than they were back then. I don't know that they were bad teachers. It just maybe not their core. I thought there were 3 totally band, or yeah, or standarta for that. Okay. Now these I would do Theodore Eicke, which she doesn't seem to be in here. I don't, compared to some of these other SS generals. Well, Hessmeyer, I mean, he's entirely basically staff through this whole thing. If I'm thinking of the right Hessmeyer, never a a division or a corps or whatever commander. He significant rank, but he was in charge of the office basically. So going on. Yeah, well, yes, it got updated a few weeks ago. If that's what you're asking, it did. Not enough time, so you only get a synopsis from textbooks. If you want to know the history, you need to learn yourself. Well, absolutely, Sun Temple Radio. That's what I've done. But, and again, I sort of can define the whole, everything in the world or knowledge or whatever is into math and not math. Math would be obviously math, and things like spelling is math to me. Anything that is a specific formula, but language is not math. So I am not good at math. I mean, it's a bit of a struggle. So memorization kind of thing. I really would love to be able to like quote movies and books and whatnot, and so remembering dates. Yeah, I got December 7th, 1941. I got June 6th. 1944 for D-Day. There are dates that I have that are hard coded into me, but most of it is all sort of relative kind of thing. So we're going to do new theater here. Assess. Okay, and we're going to come down and come down, so we get all these guys into the SS. And do we have an SS? No. Overall leader? No. But, well, Hassmeyer probably would almost be it if we don't have a Himmler, which we really shouldn't. But, oh, well, all of you guys, come on, get under here. Oh, no. All armies that don't have divisions will be, okay. What did that happen? I put that, oh shoot. Yeah, I'm not paying it. Are you sure? Yes, unassigned those divisions. Oh no. No, these are the ones I want to unassign. Yes, those we're going to create new. They're going to come down here. That's what I meant to do. But no. No, I don't care if he's got to travel. No, that's... Oh, come on, here. There we are. Yeah, whatever. It doesn't matter. So, yeah. So, for a historian, it may not be the best thing. So, You know, I don't remember a lot of details. When I need to know them, I look them up. That's why I live in a place filled with books. Okay. That gave us another research slot. All right, so now we have done these. That's good. Now we're going to do that. This new slot down here. All right, so we start with, and I think is appropriate, virtually, or if all of the World War I research and text done. And this is I really like this, people. I know that this is Black Ice, and I pick on Black Ice a lot. I do it out of love, not hate. But this is good because there are a lot of nations that did not go through World War One. Good example would be all of the Latin American nations. Um, Also, you know, yeah, Portugal was in it. Yeah, Portugal sort of kind of fought down in, what is today Mozambique, down there, and I think gave a few, few battalions or whatever for the front line or something, but hardly anything. Of course, Spain did not. The Netherlands did not. Uh, Good for them for not getting involved in World War One. This isn't a slam, but how much of the lessons of World War One did Norway learn? I'm sure they learned some, watching, paying attention, whatnot. But that makes a big difference for nations between nations who, were deep into World War One and nations that weren't. Um, yeah, we'll do this first. So I like that. I like that because in some ways, when you start, particularly a lot of the base game, or I'm thinking right now of Hearts of Iron 3, you know, Afghanistan is starting at the same sort of level that a lot of these, Latin American countries are, or other European countries are in warfare, and it just is not, they're just so primitive compared to it. Now, tribal shooting at each other, they do pretty good. Pretty good. Okay, let's grab these 2 units here. We're going to create we're going to create a new theater. German Theater 1. Well, we'll call it Spain. I have it already. And I know it'll disappear in a little bit. Oh, that's not spelled correctly. Even though I said it right. Oh, pause. Pause. I said fucking pause. Said Spain. I didn't type it right. There we go. Trade mission. Okay. Prove that. Let's assign a general. Who do we want to do this time? Last time we did Guderian. Okay. Okay, there's Guderian. Let's do von Manstein this time, just to be different. So we'll put him in charge of our future push down into Spain. Ah. Okay, order Asteliguela. Yeah. All right. Get that going. That's what I missed last time. Betlin's Modern Times. Enter the Rhineland. Enter the Sandman. Hey, Rhaegar. Well, we're getting ready to occupy it. Winter Olympics, nice picture of the summer, but yeah, hey. League of Nations, yes. What would you, when France would send an army to fight Germany? Was that what would you do when France would send an army to fight Germany? I don't know. France is one of the massive um, France takes so much damage in World War One at so many levels. At so many levels. Germany takes as much or more damage, but I would say they're combination of things. And again, because people won't watch everything, um, I am not a racist. I am a culturalist. I look at when you're looking individuals are individuals. When I look at large group of people, because about what I'm going to say here in a minute, it might seem some might seem unpleasant to some modern people, but individuals are individuals. But when you're talking about large groups of people, I look at their culture, and I really think culture is the primary determinant against for different groups of people, because all people on this planet are not effing equal. Okay, and I think it's mostly cultural. And again, I'm looking at large groups, and there's people are obviously individually not equal. We got athletes. Not any proper level athlete, not whether you're talking professional or Olympic or whatever. Oh, they're much physically more fit than I've ever been in my life. Now I've been more physically fit than I am right now, but I've never been that. So, but even those people that really try to be physically fit, those proper athletes are a step above the rest of us normal people out there in athletic ability. So obviously there's difference is significantly difference on an individual basis, but on large groups of basis, I think it is cultural. I'm sure there are obviously genetic differences, but I don't know them, and I think they're minor about determining things. So I think Germany had still much more of the warrior, the German people had much more of the warrior mentality that France had been losing for some time. Because if you look at France in the Middle Ages, France in the Renaissance, they were pretty gung ho warriors, but they're losing it. So Germany, and we're talking the aftermath of World War One here. Germany had the blessings of being a bit more militaristic, a bit more warlike, a bit more violent-oriented culture. I would say on the one hand, and two, they had the benefit of losing World War One. Now that is probably a bit more shock than winning World War One. But the shock of World War One to France is about as bad as it is to Germany, I would say. And they have reactions too. So France, France has been significantly divided since the French Revolution. Where like England, we can look. There's all kinds of fault lines in. Well, I should adjust in Britain. I should say. I try to use that language correctly. There's all kinds of fault lines in Britain. Some of them are along the different ethnic groups, but and they're definitely traumatized over World War One, as all significant participants are. I don't know that Portugal was, like I was talking earlier, few troops that got, sent over to the West Front, I believe, and, some colonial guys messing around out in the, jungles in Mozambique. Um, they weren't, significantly disrupted by World War One. Now, maybe the influenza pandemics that came across may have done that. So France has such trauma; they're just not willing to hardly do anything over things like potentially going to war over the Rhineland. So it's would you be able to stop France? Okay, yeah. Um, Well, France, even because it's really more of this little area here. When France comes into, the Saarland early on, while they're still fighting in Poland, France sort of stops themselves and goes back to its defensive line. So it's really this trauma. Oh, Singh got to go. Okay, thanks for hanging out, Singh. Have a good day, or good evening, I should say. French general. Well, there's the World War One mentality is definitely there too. Sun Temple Radio, but I'm talking more the psyche of the damage of the war than fighting mentalities of the war. And I would definitely say that France had the best army, the sort of super army to fight World War One. Now, unfortunately, in 1940 or 1939 or whatever date you want to throw at it, but unfortunately, they were fighting World War Two, which being good at World War One and having tanks designed for fighting World War One doesn't necessarily help you that much in fighting World War Two. So, there is definitely that element. And so this partially goes to Germany, is Germany in the sense that they've lost World War One, so they've got to, they got the benefits of losing in that, okay, they've got to rethink the fighting strategies, because obviously what they were doing in World War One isn't working, and two, like I say, they were still willing to charge into the guns, if you will, machine guns, rifles, whatever, where the French would have been, if you look at the French Revolutionary and the Napoleonic, columns of attack that they would use, charging literally straight into the face of the enemy's firepower, and often doing it very successfully and very rapidly. That elan was still there at the beginning of World War One. World War One sucks it out of them. I would say just about entirely. I'm sure, and I've read of, a battalion here or a company there that was of regulars, not the mass conscription army, but the sort of, professional regular soldiers that were doing against the Germans during the invasion. So you could still find the odd unit here or there that would, oh, hey, there's a bunch of Germans over there, and there's a hell of a lot of us. Oh, let's charge them. And there's machine guns firing at them, but they're still, whether successfully or unsuccessfully, however you want to determine the stuff, charging the enemy and going after them, and whether they should or shouldn't have been doing, again, that's another matter. But these are a few and rare units that would have that idea that there was, getting significant return enemy fire and being able to move into the face of it. And I'm not even necessarily saying they're taking like heavy casualties. My impression of France becomes by this war, and again, I'll read through Ragar's comment here in a bit. And it comes from propaganda. It comes from looking at the history that I have looked at. It's various things, so I could be wrong. But my impression is by, the invasion of France by Germany, the French really wanted to either be on the defensive, because it works damn well in World War One, or if they're going on the offensive, they want to sort of, shall we say, silence the enemy. Like, oh, there's machine gun fire over there. Okay, well, let's pour our mortar rounds, our light artillery, our machine gun fire on them, and snuff, not necessarily kill everybody, but, suppress it enough, and then we advance. Sort of, make sure that, the enemy is well suppressed, and then we can tear into them. And so they're willing to do that again, this is my impression of them, where the British, the Germans, they were still willing to attack into enemy fire. I'm not saying it's like stupidly, standing up in tight columns and going straight in and all getting mowed down or anything like that. But still, the idea of taking enemy fire and being aggressive against it while putting your own fire onto them, they're more willing to do that. And the French, the sort of mass conscript army, isn't, as far as I can tell. Okay. Oh, well, the radio edge, yeah, that was a major thing. I mean, we can look at all the multiplicity of effects for this. But let me read through Ragar's saying, well, the Germans, through conditions of peace, were made to destroy Germany, and renegotiation of peace terms is critical to Germany. So, yeah, they would fight, but the country is weakened and without resources. Do they even have sufficient internal resources to not lose against France? Well, yeah. There again, I see. The point is, France is not going to be able to advance the Maginot Line. It's built into place. When I think it was Hadler, but one of the generals contacts the British when they're doing the Munich conference, or earlier at Bad something or other. I don't think it's on this map, that they're negotiating, not Baden-Baden, but one of the other spa towns, that Chamberlain is bouncing back and forth trying to deal with the stuff. One of the generals, and I think it was Hadler, talks to one of the British counterparts and says, "Look, go to war over the Sudetenland, and if you make a vigorous attack, offensive, we will do a coup against Hitler and take him out and the Nazis." So he's basically coming, and now I think this, obviously there's not a lot of, historical records of it. There's people after the war coming out, because they wouldn't necessarily come out prior to the war, talking about this. But I think this is a real event that happened. And I don't think it's just propaganda. But the idea here is if you declare war against Germany, France and Britain, and then just sit in your trenches, they're not going to do anything. It needed a vigorous push for them to do something. Britain, I would say, still has the wherewithal to do it. France doesn't, and so it's sort of like, does it matter? If you had been able to spend, okay, I'm adjusting it, 6 hours. If I'd gotten, the French, the Grand Armée, or the Armée of England, that was getting ready to invade England. It doesn't happen, but and that's the army that eventually marches into Paris. If I'd gotten 6 hours to train that army in how using bolt action rifles, and a few guys into training some light machine guns, and I got that army literally in those uniforms and those boots, and just the idea of, instead of standing mass together, let's because they know how to do columns, let's do open columns, or open, not columns, lines, line ahead formation, but do open lines, sort of like you're skirmishing, and use your bolt action rifles. Yeah, I think that army, Napoleon, with those generals, literally those generals doing those sort of tactics. Yeah, I think in 1936, yeah, I think they could defeat Germany. That army could, with just literally like 6 hours of training on a bolt action rifle, a Lebel rifle, or the Mas 36 rifle, and some guys learning how to use whatever light machine guns. Yeah, that army, even with Germans' artillery and whatnot, that army would have the balls to do it. The French army in 1940, no. just no. Okay, let's continue here. The Winter Olympics, well, great. Okay, we can do a spy operative. Let's see. The seducer and escape artist. Enemy operation intel extraction rate. Okay. We'll do her because we're going to mostly just use these as anti-spies, but okay, we are, well, okay, let's take a look here. Some of these I think, yeah, I think we're going through the process on foreign investment regulated. Okay, we've gotten that. Yeah, we're still doing early mobilization. That's why we're, I think, still losing our stability here. Again, I would say we should start at early mobilization. Sign the treaty, yeah, okay. Remilitarization of the Rhineland. Very good. Okay, so we've got the Rhineland. We could open state affairs, which would add stability, but we're hoping that we're doing with going back to a more peaceable army. Autarky 35 days. You know, I think we're going to, well, 13 days. That's going to tempt me enough. Let's get that going. And then thinking of that, let's come up here. Okay, which we should have done this, but we're just jumping out so fast. Okay, we don't have nearly enough steel here. Oh, I thought we got most of that fixed. Now can we? Okay, now there's Swedish steel. Okay, so it's shown up now. So this is costing us 4 factories, where if we were to get enough here, oh, we're not getting, well, let's dump this. Okay, now we're getting some more military ICs. Why doesn't the Rhineland give us naval dockyards? Wonder. Okay. Looking at both production numbers and our delinquencies or deficiencies, I should say. Okay, we could use more uniforms. That's one thing that we sort of needed in our last big playthrough. Uniforms, garrison equipment, and yeah, okay. Well, I think we're already producing some of those, so let's find them instead of, okay, garrison equipment, let's add a factory. Field uniforms, let's add a factory. Support equipment, let's add a factory. All right, we got 1 factory left we can allocate. I think we'll do horse transport. Still not sure that horse transport is a good idea. Yes, I know that that does take manufacturing ability, but I don't know. I just don't know if that really adds anything to the game. Hello, Brian. How you doing? Let me read your thing here in a moment. Okay. So we need a little bit more. Let's see if we add that. We might be able to add. Well, let's just go to that. So now we got 24 over. So let's come down. Let's step. I guess that's about as close as we're going to get to parity. Wanted to stop in and see how it was going, but have to run out. Okay, but thank you for the message there and stopping by. Hopefully you can watch. Yeah, forward to watching later. Thanks, Brian. Horses pull all the supplies till enough trucks. Yes, Sun Temple. And I guess my point is, do we have historical evidence enough that it's a deciding factor? Meaning, getting the supplies from the railhead, from here to wherever they're fighting, as well as the necessary horse-drawn units for this thing. Should that, is that something that needs to be, is the manufacturer, and I also understand, now, see, I don't know that industrially there's much for the horse. And, I'm sure there is a certain amount of, and we're talking the same type of factories that make automobiles, that make rifles, that make, tanks and aircraft. To make a horse. There isn't a lot. And to my knowledge, the main bottleneck is the horses themselves, not the wagons to pull them. And so I don't, and there, and if you look at the old Hearts of Iron 3 game, they definitely had horse effects by controlling certain territories in the game that would give you lots of horses. Horse country kind of thing in certain places. So, that's the question, is that equipage. Yeah, there's going to be a metal tire, that's what they're called, on the outside, what you might call a rim, but on the outside of the wagon wheel. So there's metal tires there. There's other metal pieces. Could be metal springs if it's a spring-loaded wagon, but a lot of them weren't. But there's some metal there, yeah, and there's some metal in the stuff, and then there's wood. But and is that really a factor that should be modeled into the game, as opposed to just how much of these things do you need, either for an infantry division to have a few trucks, or a motorized division to have lots of trucks. And if you don't even have enough of this, even in this kind of division, it's a negative effect. So I just don't know that horse transport like that is part of the decision on how many panzers we make, because again, I think it's more horses. And B, could that just simply be modeled in with various effects? Wagons should be spring-loaded, otherwise they can cause bone fractures when they hit holes in the road. Cargo suffers. Okay, well, no. Well, yes and no. A lot of wagons would only be sprung for the seats. The basically two people sitting up front that would be handling the horses, and a lot of the wagons would not be sprung in the back, at the axles. And so that little bit of metal spring at the seats. But even then, you have to look at the German infantry wagon, the German World War II wagon. Let me do this right now. I want to do this. I don't know if this is good TV or bad TV or whatnot, but I'm just alt-tabbing over. I don't know the model number. German WW2 WAGON. So they did have a specific type of wagon. I'm going to go for images here and look and see what it is for modeling here. Okay, here's a good example. No, they did not have, as far as I can see, springs. The sort of standard built wagon. That isn't very good. I thought I was clicking on something like a little more. Oh, well, where it was. But they're not showing me what I want to see. Okay. No, not a Volkswagen. Let's see this. German field wagon kit, same kit. Nope. It looks like no springs on the axles at all for the standard German military wagon. No springs on the seat. So nope. They probably had a metal axle, but I'm not even sure on that. I'm sure it was metal at the point where the wheel goes around. But they were not sprung at all. The standard sort of field wagon. So no, it doesn't look like rubber. They wouldn't have spared rubber on this. Rubber's too dear. Well, now, and these are, and I'm looking at literally like stuff from museums that have real World War II standardized wagons. Now, some here, what I'm looking at, is made out of metal and it has air inflatable rubber tires kind of, on it, not the spoke wheels. But, spoke wheels, generally speaking, are going to be using metal tires. That's what it's called. I mean, we sort of call them rims today, but the metal tires. Yeah. And it looks like the axles are wood on them. And there's definitely metal pieces attached here and there. But yeah, so again, the amount of manufacturing, and now, we can talk quote unquote game balance and how many. Yeah. Now, now maybe one of these things represents 100 wagons. Well, let's just see how many wagons. Oh God, 330 for division. 330 for division, and one factory makes one a day approximately here. I know we've added one and whatnot, and it's not fully. That should be 10 a day for the amount, because that's all. I mean, we're talking about small bits of metal. The tires are the biggest metal thing on there, and we're talking about bits of metal at where the swivel point at the front wheels go up to the the wagon, at the actual the bearing surface as the wheels go around on the axle. But all the rest of that is wood. And yeah, some of the bigger, heavier wagons, and yeah, they did make some metal wagons with rubber tires, but those are small as a percentage. So, see again, raising horses doesn't need a lot of industry. Yeah, and a lot of their food can be off-cast, like silage, which is sort of stored away parts of like the corn stalks that aren't they take the ears of corn off and whatever. So it's a lot of stuff that is not eaten by humans but comes from human farms for humans. So it's sort of extra material. So you don't necessarily have a field out here growing food for humans and a field out here growing food for horses. You just have a field that's growing corn, and you harvest the corn, and you save a lot of the stalks and whatever to feed to the cattle, horses, cows, whatever. Um, and it's manpower or woman power to raise those things, but it's not a lot of industrial power. And I'm sure you could point to me, oh, well, here's this big train load going choo choo choo, moving a bunch of food across Germany, in peacetime to feed some horses. Yeah, I'm sure that happened. But most of it's going to be localized to the horse and not transported a third of the way across Germany. Food now, feeding Berlin, maybe buying a bunch of corn down here and putting it on a train to going to Berlin. But yeah, I'm going that it's not so much. Wow, bumpy ride. Yeah, when can you do the next AA upgrade? I don't know, Arno. We're not worrying about AA just yet because it's just 1936. Actually, I found an old picture of F1 and it looks like it uses some kind of plate springs in the back. Eat the leftovers. Yeah, okay. Well, yeah, and there may be some, because I was looking at some of the stuff that to me didn't look like it was sprung, but I could be wrong. Don't drink the tap water. There are brain controlling microchips. So you can get into space as test subject. Okay, Tyrant Soul. That's not terribly helpful. I mean, it's not. Whatever. Who's tap water? What tap water that has it? Yeah. And so, and it can vary by the wagon type, I'm sure. Well, this shouldn't be Spain, but where is. No, we might not have Dietel yet. I don't know. No, that's not Dietel. There's Dietel. We'll put him in charge of our mountain division or brigade. So I'm going that I'm going to state that at least, and I can change my mind, but wagons are an unnecessary element to it because I don't know who out here isn't going to be making enough wagons, and it's going to be more horses, and horses are not industrially dependent. So you can change the supply from horses to trucks on individual divisions if you want. Well, what you can't, I don't know entirely all of the stuff, but I do know what you can do is you can come here and you can go here in this hub. This is motorization level is right now horses. And I don't know if it uses up any, I don't think it uses up any wagons. Or you could change it to motorization, which uses up trucks, heavy trucks. Or you can do it sort of heavy truck mobilization and then go back to this. So we can see here the three different. So that's truck usage. I think here is just a per unit fixed equipment. Now, so here you're saying there's no wagons because it's a garrison unit. Don't know why garrison wouldn't have a few wagons if you're being pedantic about it. And yeah, but this can just simply be this type of unit moves at speed Y, and this type because it's a garrison unit because it wouldn't naturally have had a lot of wagons, and this unit moves at speed X because it would have a lot of wagons. I don't think this is a helpful factor until you can show me in World War II where they didn't have enough wagons and it was a production issue. Because like I know from reading about the Peninsula War and including reading the Sharps novels as well as reading or watching the Sharps TV series. They've come out with a new Sharps novel. Um, I like that stuff. That and also reading actual history too. Um, that Wellington had a severe transportation problem, and a lot of the transportation was being supplied by Portuguese and Spanish people with carts, two-wheeled wagons without metal tires on them, and it was terrible. And they couldn't get enough supplies, and these things were falling apart as they were moving along the terrible roads or non-existent road, just sort of tracks, things you would hardly call a road. Um, it might be labeled as a road, but I'm not even talking about a smooth road. I'm just talking about some vague sort of track pathway kind of thing, um, that they were falling apart. But I don't think the issue was at all the ability to buy, have enough, produce wagons in Britain. It was the problem that of transport, of neglect, of planning. Back at horse guards, it's sort of the equivalent of the Pentagon back in those days for the army in Britain. So maybe just nobody was planning well to send them out there. Maybe the Royal Navy couldn't escort more convoys to get down more wagons, or maybe they just didn't hire enough ships to bring wagons in. So, and they actually, both Napoleon's side and Britain, they're developing more modern wagons for military logistical purposes. But I don't think I think it's a problem out in the theater. So you might be able to point to me, oh, Stalingrad surrounded, or out here they didn't have enough wagons. Well, that doesn't mean they don't have enough wagons freaking sitting back in Germany. It's because it's way out in some, hard to get to places that might have a similar thing. But if you could point to me that regular units were affected not by lack of horse transport. Now I know that they gave up as they were retreating in various places. Perfectly serviceable, like the Flak 18 or other 88 millimeter guns, because they were cheaper to produce if you just produce the gun and the basic the gun without this sort of triangle shaped I want to say tripod, but triangle shape mounting base on it. Just produce it and then just have a little, just go in and pour some concrete and have a little, mounting point on it. Much cheaper to produce that way. And so they didn't have all, as well as the wheels that would attach to the, to the mounting base to move it. So they just put all these things out there. And sure, the Germans obviously got the guns and putting them in place. And if they wanted to switch them under normal thing, well, they could lift, one up, find a local truck, a local wagon or whatever, move it to another location and move like each gun at a time, like one a day, and get it to a new, anti-aircraft position to defend against another factory or whatever it might be, different strategy. But to withdraw them all at once in the face of an advancing enemy, and of course Hitler and others would demand that they didn't do it because Germany's going to hold the line, don't be defeatist, and you move them out early enough. So the last moment they didn't have enough, that they might have been able to, if they could put them all in wagons and haul them out, they might have been able to save them and use them as anti-tank guns or artillery or anti-aircraft guns. They just had to abandon them because they couldn't move them. That's because it's a garrison unit that doesn't have wagons, and that would just be replicated in movement rates for the garrison unit. Okay, individual. Okay, trucks broke down, so a horse never left. Yeah, Spain, the two-wheelers, they have bottom build quality. Napoleon also had trouble mountains. Absolutely, everybody in Spain had trouble, even the Spanish. Nice to have a road. So yeah, so I'm just I'm looking at that. There was once a joke by us wanting more details in Hoi 4, a joke by one of the devs, what are we doing? A DLC or something, quartermaster simulator, production of buttons, for uniforms. Well, Yeah, but you can make cloth buttons, purely just as simply a knot of cloth that you would button up a field jacket that would actually be as secure as a plastic or wooden or metal button. So you don't necessarily have to make buttons. Buttons are never really the failure point. The failure point is, and if you notice, including in the German army and in the Western armies, using less and less cloth for the uniform. You can look particularly at the Eisenhower jacket, which the Germans did sort of copy. I think it starts with the British, um, but having a jacket that just goes down to the sort of your waist or your belt line of your pants instead of overlapping your pants. That is not primarily done as a stylish thing or even as a freedom of movement, in stressful situations or something, as a that is done as a cloth saving measure. So cloth production is maybe a failure point, not buttons that I will because not all the SS have to have shiny silver buttons on their uniforms. We will activate this, get that going. So yeah, I think I'm gonna complain a bitch about the wagons a bit, but it's not something that it's just an unnecessary detail. Quality control improvements, very good. That is maybe not good to have. All right, we're going to do dispersed industry. Well, hold on. Okay. Pause. Well, this episode has gone on long enough, probably too long. So I want to thank you all for watching. Thanks for liking. If you haven't already, of course, please subscribe. See you next time for more, yes, even more Hearts of Iron. Okay, we're going to continue. No worries there. I just want to save and start a new episode. Welcome back, fellow armchair generals. This is, of course, Gamer1745, and we're playing more Hearts of Iron 4's Black Ice. And if you're new around here, please smash the like button. And everyone, you can lick the like button because it is tasty. What does it taste like? Well, each one is different. So just lick it once because once you lick it, you know what it tastes like. But lick it and see how it tastes. Let's put it down. How many more creative ways can we think to try to get you to smash the like button or lick it or... Okay, so here, wish these were a little more apparent in there. I mean, I can read it here, but when it was here, I didn't know what this effect would do. So this is political power gain 3%, base stability up 3%, and daily fascism support. So we want to do that to more betterly affect everything. Okay. We're going to do road to autarky. Austria introduces compulsory military service. Yeah, a little bit of manpower. Okay, yes, we're going to create these divisions. That's what I forgot to do on the... I forgot to... Well, I didn't click it because I thought it would have stayed clicked from the last time. You need to restart that every game. Okay, so here we are. Yeah. Talked a little earlier about magically appearing equipment. I don't know. They don't give us enough. There were large numbers, and I do mean large numbers. I don't have facts in front of me, but I know large numbers of Gewehr 98s from World War One were still around in Germany. They very well might be short of Kar 98Ks, the standard German rifle of World War II. But in 1936, if they didn't have enough more modern rifles, they'd be here. We would have them in the garrison units and some of the other stuff. You wouldn't be short of rifles. Might be short of the newest model, the latest model. Oh. Okay, let's get this going. With the division's creator, is it enough or add infantry extra? Well, as you can see, I'm doing 2 infantry divisions right now. I would recommend some extra. I don't know if doing it now is a good idea. Training now, but I would do some. Quite honestly, I have not played enough to know if what the number should be. Paratrooper equipment. Well, I guess. It's weird. Well, there's something over here in 36, 37. Yeah. We'll do this because we're getting ready for Spain. To the best of my knowledge, none of these games even attempts to put all of the units that were historically available in the game. And that is primarily based on, I think, both players and AI, because there's like the German Ersatz army, which is set up to be and it's various units, that it's set up to be a reserve, a training, because you have the wear crest. Now, some of it was done by me, some done by Revolver Held, but between us, we got most of the German military units in Hearts of Iron 3 Black Ice. And with both of us, the viewpoint, and I haven't really looked at went to someday again. I just got a lot going on. Not involving the YouTube channel, just other stuff going on with me. The problem with that, and yes, we give sort of free units because of what's going on, is one, human abuse. One of the things that I add a lot of are the SA units. And I did as much research as I could without going to original primary source documents, meaning published research. I mean, I looked at every book I could find on the SA after 1936. And there's only a handful of them that have really any material. In English, there might be a bunch in German, I don't know, or in French or Russian, but most all the books on the SA deal with it up until Ernst Röhm's death. And again, a few of you may have heard, how did I find out the order of battle for the SA? For it, I did. Now, if you talk, and so these all these SA units. You go, well, but they didn't fight in the war, gamer. Well, yes, they did. There were SA units that were created initially when it was still part of Czechoslovakia, but then once the Sudetenland becomes part of Germany, they're officially and properly into the SA unit. And since they were sort of created as sort of a something of a guerrilla or partisan army to go, for the Sudeten Germans to go in. So they had a lot more military training as a unit, and a few battalions, not a lot. We're just sort of, over here, and we're rushed into Poland and actually, fought on the front line as SA, which are not technically a military force at this point. So it was sort of civilians fighting in the war, which is, of course, illegal, but whatever. Of the bad things that go on. But all of these SA units, in essence, become part, not exclusively part of the Volkssturm we all know about that was fighting, at the last days of the war. So they are used in significantly. But how did Gamer find out about the order of battle of the SA? Well, I could not find a single published order of battle for them. What I did find was right around in the 1930s, someone had posted, screenshots of a phone book. Yes, a phone book. Gamer got the phone book that had the phone numbers of the SA units. So if you want, so obviously they couldn't be, but they had, the first Sturmabteilung, whatever here, in different areas for all over Germany. So if you wanted to, call up an SA unit and talk, you had, this was just for the SA unit. It's not like they may have been published in the regular phone books, but they gave the unit name and location, that it was in Leipzig, and whatnot. Now, I do know the Sturmabteilung, and this did have various headquarters up and down the chain, which sort of gave me how to do the, connect up the battalions. They're not always the same size of unit. If it got too big, they would definitely break a unit apart and have two, in a locality. And they definitely, in big cities like Leipzig or Berlin, had a bunch of units because they just had huge. But you go more rurally, you find various sizes, including, how many platoons, if you will, in the unit, as well as how many men are in the platoon. If you get enough, well, they would break off more, but it sort of depends. So my way of doing it is highly flawed. And we do know, because I start out in 36, so it starts out with a lot of, these specially created counters in there that have their own strengths. They're very much like militia units, so they're cracked fighting front lines, even defending. They're cracked units. And I sort of make you keep them. I mean, you could disband them all, but you'll get a lot of negative penalties if you do. And then later, I think it's in 38 when they really start drafting men, including the SA, into the army. I pull all of the SA units, or virtually all of them, off the map and replace them with the exact same units, except they're same named units in the same original locations. Even if you move them, it goes to the original location with the same order, same order battle of hierarchy around them. But now with a different SA unit with a much smaller manpower strength, because that shows the reduction. Because all of these units, as far as I can tell, continue to exist after the war starts. But you stayed in the unit, if you're in the Dortmund whatever unit, or the Essen unit or whatever, you stay a member of that, but then you're also in the army. But there's a lot of factory workers and other people that have jobs that are not in the army, whether jobs enough to keep them from being drafted into the army, you're still in the SA. And so that there was, shall we say, a skeletal formation that continues to do things like, if you've ever watched the movie The Great Escape, when they get out of the prison, well, they mobilize the SA in that area to look for the escaped prisoners. Or when there's downed planes, because they know, the bombers fly over, they see a few planes down, they mobilize the local SA to go out and hunt down, allied or even friendly, if there's Germans that have crashed or something, and help, get friendly Germans to aid. So these are, paramilitary type forces that constantly through the war get briefly, mobilized to go do something, and still sort of train and do stuff, on the weekends or whatever, and do sort of internal security and, go rough up some undesirable people locally. And they did do a little bit of, shall we say, especially in places like Poland or Czechoslovakia, a little bit of going outside of Germany and the Netherlands and Belgium, a little bit. Not much of that. Now, so I give this to the players. They're a bunch of crap units. Now, once you, at some point, you could disband them all, especially once you've gone through and got the replacements, also for the manpower, I give Germany back a huge amount of manpower that would be lost if you just disable or disbanded the units. You get some of that manpower back, but you could disable it later on and get some more manpower back. Probably from a min-max standpoint, it would be better to disband them later on. Unless, of course, you're going to be unhistorical and start sending all those SA units to occupy other territories. And see, this is abuse ability for the player. Because these are, again, representing, factory workers, farmers, other essential workers for their day jobs, but they're, emergency call-up, which could be, a naval landing up in here in Germany or some other place that they would, or even a naval landing in the Netherlands that they would have been, put on trains and rushed to the front to help out. So having the home army, having the Wehrkrest, which is sort of the training commands that did have military units as part of them, which would be sort of basically skeletal permanent personnel, but large numbers of people training up to then be sent off to the, active frontline units. But temporarily they'd have a bunch, and periodically, again, for various emergencies, these sort of rear area units were used in combat. And so the intention, because I've talked to Revolver Held over a few years ago now, the intention is for these units to remain in Germany, be here, that if you're ever losing and you're still wanting to fight and play the game, you've got a lot of rear area units to put into collapsing lines. But it's open to abuse for the players, and definitely the AI will very much abuse them. So I understand why they're not there from a game playing standpoint, because it is, like I say, so open to abuse. Okay, we're going to get the Stuka into production here. We're going to come over here, and now we're going to just click to get that, and we're going to click this. And again, I just want to go through that because sometimes these things react weird unless you do that, though it didn't appear to at that moment. Okay, so we're keeping the B model here. We're coming over here, and we're going from, oh, that's right, we got to come here, and we got to click there. Good. We can't do the 38 or 35T because it's not ours yet. Okay, now let's see. We gotta sort of, yeah, just do that because I want that turned off. And now again, come up to the top. Now here, yes, Panzer 2A. We're going to put that into production here, and we're going to put in our early 109s. Hey, Beam Slam. Do we have some girls here? Hello, girls. Do we have any of you here? I wish we did. Okay. Aluminum. Okay. That, I think, will get us a positive production. There. So we're just down one on alloy materials, which used to be cobalt. Don't know. Hmm. I've known of very few girls who like Hearts of Iron. There's a few that I've known, yes, but very few. Wish there were more.
Ausrücken! Achtung! Angetreten! Ausrücken!
Italian East Africa was puppeted. Italy takes Addis Ababa. And the war is over. Mm-hmm. More spies. Spies everywhere. Safecracker. Enemy operative intel. More safecracker infiltrator. We're gonna mostly be using, I think, our spying people as partisan suppression and trying to catch enemy spies. Let's see if there's anything I want to do. Okay, we could probably improve the government here a bit. Research speed, add stability. Not really happy with that. Let's look over here. Okay, we've got the early mobilization. We've got key industries, foreign investors regulated, which is adding, well, that actually has more stability. Okay, but we're at a reserve army. Okay, high standards. We did something to state press to actually get it to interventionism. Women allowed. Bracket. I'm looking for negative aspects now. I get, okay, more political power gain. We'll probably come back and do that. 3 years draft. No recruitment. High taxes. Protectionist economy. Yeah, I would go that that is what Germany had. High tariffs. Okay, dockyard construction speed. Weekly stability down. Civilian factory construction speed. Yeah, this is better. Okay, well, let's come over here. I didn't throw one of these in at the beginning because I didn't think it was historically correct when I spammed in the free political power. Spear should not be available at this point, in my opinion. I know they're not tailoring it to historical elements. Okay, factory output. Well, base stability. We put him in. Political advisor. Silent workhorse. He sort of comes later. Okay, weekly war support. I don't know. I guess we're gonna leave Goring there. Yeah, we do get civilian construction speed, so we'll put Goring there. Okay, what? Let's see. Just came from Slytherin Twitch, and they're going mad with redeeming games as the service will soon. Yeah, and I was looking at that myself. So yes, if you have any of the Slith coins of any significant volume, you should redeem your stuff. You, but anyway, the points will be yes, absolutely. Beam Slam. I have on Steam. Most games they have are on Steam now. Yes, well, okay, Sun Temple. Wait, and I don't know. Yeah, you can get them free on. Um, you earn Slith points and they'll reset to 0. But if you keep watching on, um, Slytherin TV, which I stream over there for, you earn Slith points, and then you can redeem, get a coupon for the game and get the game through the whether Slytherin or Matrix store. But then you can request a Steam code, Steam code to get it on Steam if you want to add it to your Steam library. So, and for free. So you get it, you quote unquote buy it or use the coupon to get it on the Slytherin or Matrix purchase site, and then after you get it and redeem that, you can ask for a code to get it um, on Steam. So if you want to have it there, you can do so. So yes, if you have the Slith coins and it's sometime after January 1st, I think they said. So to use your Sliths to get stuff. Most of the things I sort of kind of want or that I don't have are mostly in the form of now if I'd known, well, how long is this going to take? 30? Yeah, I probably would have waited for Goring because I think we get Goring for free here, but you spent too much political power there. But we'll do this. Could have waited. Like I say, I already have, or I need to be a subscriber, which I'm not over there. Though it might be worth almost subscribing briefly and getting something and then dumping it. I will say all the new stuff that's coming out, Slytherin and Matrix gives me because I stream for them, and I may at some point. Why am I here? I don't know. Why did I come? Oh, because it was sort of blowing a bit. At some point, I may stream that particular game, and we don't know, so they just give me everything as it comes out. Excavation. So we're digging stuff more effectively, efficiently out of the ground. Was that? Where was that? That was over here. That was here. Okay, so less iron for steel production, which is very useful, which is probably what we're going to do next. Now, this is something here that I've not yet gotten to a place in the game where whether how well food is going to be modeled, because obviously food becomes a very, very big issue in World War II. French has begun rearmament. Okay, I'm looking here. Is it peace, civilian works? Okay. Economic early mobilization down 10%. Real high tariffs. I guess we'll let it drift down a little bit here for a while, but I don't want it to get below like 80% for sure. Stability, even below 90% would be good. Okay, we're getting more civilian factories. Hey, Flexible Forever, how you doing? You'll need that food to keep soldiers running. Yeah, I know we will. Communist coup in Bolivia. I just have not really played that. Well, I've not played past 38 with the new economy, so I don't know how it's going to work out. Not that there shouldn't be issues. I just don't know how it's going to work out. How it's going to affect the game, as it were. Okay. Argentina calls into question, whatever. Force transport, light artillery. We're very slowly catching up on that, and slowly on that. We're doing fair there. We're doing fair there. Catching up, light vehicles.
Achtung! Ausrücken!
The crash of General Vaver. Ah, this time we got a narrow escape. How interesting. So we don't lose Vaver. Okay, we're getting the 4-year plan, which means since we don't lose Weber, we could do the heavy aircraft research and have Weber as a figure here. But I don't know that we're going to do that right now. Let's see. Road to autarky, portable fuel cans. 32. Unlock other. Base stability 10%. Wow, that's nice. Monthly population. Bank of German aircraft, another research slot. I like research slots. We're going to go for a research slot. Played one game, didn't focus too much on food and was fighting war for 7 months with amazing army, but started losing because of food. Yeah, I don't doubt you at all on that. It's just a whole new thing that I haven't played enough to know what I should or shouldn't be doing. Really hard thing to mod would be nice aid. Yeah, would be aid or would be nice add. A nice add. Yeah. Okay. Well, has BI Hoi 4 been updated recently? Yes, Beam Slam. A few weeks ago. Like 4 or 5 weeks ago, I think now. They're updating the test version about every week or every 2 weeks, but the main release version here. Yeah, and that's what I'm still, shall we say, learning with here. I mean, I can read these letters and numbers, but I really, quite honestly, don't know what they mean. And there's even decay to food. Now, an interesting Japan claims hegemony in Asia. Yeah, we'll go ahead. Oh, we lost, but we're bringing him back. We sort of lost him, but we're bringing him back. So we have both Shacked and Goring now again as economic. Now, like you say, it's hard to model in a game like this. Schmeling KOs Joe Lewis, Max Schmeling. They both end up in the war. Max Schmeling goes into the paratroopers, into the Luftwaffe and the paratroopers. He one of the guys that jumps into Crete. You know, the paratroopers that go into Crete. Joe Louis goes into the army as well. Just I don't think anything significant. You know, as in a role. You know, just a soldier or whatever. Um, and later in life, Max Schmeling, who ends up owning a car dealership, helps gives money to help out Joe Louis, who back in those days, athletes, not just black athletes, but athletes did not make the kind of money they make today. There were endorsement deals to some degree, but and even those weren't nearly as big as what they are today. So at some point, Joe Louis is working as an elevator operator in, I think, New York City or something like that, which is, as you can guess, a low paid job. So that's where he ends up. Let's look over here, see if there's anything of interest. Okay. I do want to. Oh, okay. We're going to commandeer Luftwaffe. We're going to do this now, early on, 10 days. Planes. Okay, these here. We're looking, I guess, for 36, which is this line. Production, or not production, of research. So yes, we'll do better 111s. And so I thought it was nice of Max Schmeling to help out Joe Louis, and I don't know that it was heavily publicized or anything. That decay thing is still confusing thing to me, as I never figured it out. Yeah, it was not popular. Yeah, it was not popular at the time. Yeah, so yeah, the decay. Yeah, I get the idea that some food is hard to preserve. You know, the way you preserve milk is to turn it into cheese. And within the time period of this game, 10 years, cheese will last. But that's just cheese. Wheat probably isn't going to, it's going to last a few years if you store it right. Depending on how you store it, it can. Dryness helps. Let's just see what we need here. So yeah, you know, okay. More uniforms. Last time we had a bunch of naked soldiers, so we're overcompensating a little bit. News and maybe bad harvest, losing grain, or gaining futile in territory. Yeah, leadership purges in the Soviet Union. Build a yes, absolutely. That's one of the things. Excellent work. Joint industrial policy. Yes, that is no. You want to come here, right here. Well, no. Let's come up to one of the general purpose things here. Yes, here this helps 10%, and this helps by industrial farm output by 1%. So there are definitely ways to do this. It's just, like I say, it's a lot to learn. I didn't see one, and maybe in one of their live streams they've covered it, the Tour de France, but I sort of would like a tutorial playthrough. I would watch that. We'll do this next. Preserve the food that we have. Okay. Unfortunately, where I could, at least with traditional black ice for Hearts of Iron 3, I couldn't, and if you look at my games, playthrough, they very much can be used as tutorials because I did know the details and how it all worked very well, not just for the things I touched, but let's move this up a few and move up some, well, whatever, I'll put it here there. Well, that isn't very high. get you up higher. There we go. Concentrate once you get the others built. So, yeah. Yeah, so I don't have that. This playthrough is not that, as in a detailed what to do. You can see here we have, tractors, fridges, commercial food processing, which I'm going is a lot of like tin cans. So you can, if you got corn, well, you can dry corn out, or you can can the corn to preserve it for a long time. Otherwise, it isn't necessarily going to last. Ration decay, vacuum sealed food. Okay. So, and I do get the idea that there should be choices here, but I don't necessarily know what all the good ones are. Okay, we're going to come back over to here. We're going to do this because I want to get to this Volksdeutsch here to try to get that base stability to up 10%. So let's do that. Push a little earlier on that than I did last time, I think. I don't exactly remember what I did last time. All right. Now, another thing I don't understand entirely is energy here. We hover over this. We're producing this. We're total consumption is equal to what we produce. But we're at 83% energy capacity. So my understanding is we're using 80%, 83.6%, or 16.4% spare is more than we need. Now, adding more production, we can see here uses energy. I don't know about the various factories in use of energy here. So, and we can't build hydroelectric plants. Yeah, that would easily be too spammable. They should, of course, cover, because I think it's 1936 that the Hoover Dam comes into play, which is massive amounts of electrical power. There should be some options to build more. I know there was a bunch, because we can come down here. No, hold on. Let's see. Unfortunately, we can. Well, I guess we just no. I don't want to do that. Yes, cancel that construction. So let's just click here. I know there was okay. Power plant. What are these? These are thermal. Yeah, these are all thermal, coal or fuel. So we need to have those. Because you remember the dam busters, they were blowing hydro dams. So there should be okay, now over here we do have one hydro dam. I would probably put, don't know, well, I'd put a few more, 2 or 3, I would say. But Germany had a fair amount of hydropower around here. I don't know if they found any statistics on this or they're just throwing a guess at it. But see things better. Second panel, consumption when war is raging focuses power on military or civ. Okay. Energy conversion. Okay, here. Civ, military dockyards, and refineries or whatever. So that's what we're using. Okay, so here we could focus if we don't have enough. Okay, good. Thank you. I hadn't actually got to the war yet and looked at this, but thank you. So you can, you know, de-emphasize civilian if you don't have enough power. So mentioning that and power and whatnot, so we're going to come over here and we're going to pick up a power plant. Well, let's put it in Berlin. We'll do a power plant. And we can see here they're using construction cost is 8,000, where a Civ factory is 9,600. So obviously 1,600 less to produce this. And so if it was producing, so it'd be produced quicker than a Civ factory if it had a full, you know, full amount of effort put to it. Alloy materials, we're now down to -5. So here, I don't think there's anything we can convert to make those. Now, one, I was very willing to just let that sort of sit, and I think it's used to be cobalt. I think now we're using much more, yeah, down here for the battleships. Unfortunately, this has got one in production. I would have preferred get some of the other ones more focused on it, but I didn't manage this as well as I should. So let's find a source. Who do we want? Yugoslavia sounds like a good source there for that. There we go. If you want extra volunteers for Spain, you can do the focus on the far right. Empower foreign nationals. Or empower foreign nationalists. Oh, okay. So if we Richard von Thoma becomes a general. Oh, okay. I didn't know that this was a thing. I hadn't really hovered over this. I just saw that. All right. So we will, because von Thoma is who I really want to, because he was the guy who was down there. Okay, we figured out how to make a Stuka. All right. Well, I think we're going to figure out how to make a better 109 or slightly early, or push it ahead of this. I don't know, earlier than historical one. Okay, thank you, Frog Guys. I appreciate that, and we will go over to that as soon as we get this done. This will help 5% on base stability, so hopefully that will really get us going better. I know some of them have, we're not getting all of our Swedish steel, so let's reduce this. Oh, okay. Why is it? Okay. Yeah. There we go. Sweden should be given higher trade bonus for meaning higher preference for Germany. There's multiple reasons for that historically, but they should be really looking to trade with Germany in that within this game. You should also delete the transport squadron in the. Well, what I have done, Frog Eyes, I don't know if you were paying attention, or what. Yeah. I know about that, and I may end up having to do that. But what I did do was, commandeer, which gives me 10, and I think that's all I need is 10 for the event, for it to fly in Franco, or the stuff. Oh, we should be doing this. Oh, broken up. Boy, I have not been paying attention well enough. Okay. Franco stuck. Okay. Air transports. Okay. Well, maybe I do need to find and disband this. I think. Nah, not that. I don't think that's it. Is that it? I don't know. What? Yeah, loose. Yeah, okay. Hold. Yeah, okay. So, when I got those extra 10, they put them into there. That's why. Okay. Um, yes, because I did that and I thought they were just sitting there, but okay. Yes, thank you. Thank you. Yes, I understand now. Gamer understands. Volunteers supporting. Okay, where, manpower. No. Yes, there we go. That, I think we just got that done in time. That's 8 days and these are 5 days. Economic support, industrial support. Well, let's start with that. Oh, we didn't. Okay, we didn't make it in time. Okay, so what we're going to do is load. Oh, we don't have. I thought there was two auto saves. Load. Let's see. Can we do this? Oh boy. Oh boy. I'm messing this up. Well, you know, how far back did we have last save here? Hey, we like replaying 1936 a whole lot, don't we, people? Okay, let's look at this. Okay, first we need to make sure we select this unit and delete this unit. Okay, then we need to come over to here, and Franco stuck 10 days. Error experience 10 units, so we're going to do this. Five days once we got that. 10 days Franco stuck. Oh, okay, so no, oh, wait a minute. Okay, no, it did work. Okay, so, I misread this. It did work. Completed, so it worked out. Oh, good. I was figuring I had to erase that. Huh. Boy, gamer, yeah. Gamer, loosen it. Don't worry. Yes, economic support for the nationalists. We are going to do Hitler's speech, which will get us, I guess, an extra division. But right now, what I want to do is come down here. Now let's click here, and here, and then we want to send volunteers. We're going to try to do that. And von Manstein currently. Let's see. We will see about They will allow. Okay, and so what we're going to do here is the Summer Olympics. Find a more modern equipped fighter unit. I don't know if we have much of that. We really just started doing 109s, I guess. Yeah. Okay, so probably let's do this unit here. Let's fly you down to Spain. Bombers and replace with, yeah. We are going to try to use a somewhat more. No. Do we have any 111s? Thought we had some for a while in production. Maybe not enough. I don't know. Well, actually, they used a lot of the Junkers as tactical bombers, the Ju-52s. Yeah, we'll use these guys. And you can come back over here because you'll have a larger. Yeah, you guys, yeah, come down there and the ones that are coming, well, let them get there. So they're going to come up here, there, come up here, and go for air superiority. Protect our bombers that are going after ground targets.
Achtung! Ausrücken!
Okay, more field cars, light field vehicles, or whatever you want to call them. Okay, well, let's start doing the Panzer III. Okay, so we got the Volksdeutsch thing, add war support. South Africa rejects suggestion of returning German colonies. All right. National focuses. So since I just now learned that that will get us von Thoma and grants us more max divisions by 1. Let's start doing this. Yeah, staff wagons. Well, I figure that they're doing staff wagons. I figure they're doing reconnaissance, other liaison type duties. Okay, let's see what other Operation Ursula or industrial support, which will get them a off-map military factory. Loses a civilian factory for us. We gain that. Yeah, we'll do this. Yeah, scout planes. September 1st, so coming soon. 2A. War theater near you. Yeah, we'll just do this early now. Yeah, there we go. Stower, a little better vehicle. Don't really care. And I don't think we're producing any close support, any CAS aircraft. Yeah, we need to produce more aircraft. We got Heinkels and 109s in production. Hitler's speech is great. And we'll do this now. And we can produce. Okay, well, I'm going to produce another power plant soon, but it would, I think, better to produce another civilian factory, which will help us produce power plants better. So let's do that first. So instead of having 6, we'll have 7 or something there, theoretically. Okay, our units have arrived in Spain. Very good. I think we're going to save this here now. Okay. And we're going to end this episode because we're going to slow down the gameplay a bit so that we can micromanage the war in Spain, at least our units fighting there. So I want to thank everyone, especially Tim, Strongarm, Niagro, Timothy, Sir Toyjet, Gary, Garrett, Marcus, Folk, and of course the great Hoffmanator, who I know was here earlier. Don't know if you're still around. Hi, if you are. Thank you for your support over on Patreon. But everyone else, can you just, lick the like button and post a comment below? That is really helpful, just posting comments. It does feed the algorithm. So thank you so much. Do appreciate it. See you next time for more, yes, more Hearts of Iron. Okay, I'm going to be right back, and then we will continue. You can look at Spain here for the moment. Figure out what the best strategy would be. Almost finished. Yes, almost back. Okay, let's do another episode. Let's make one. Welcome back to 1936, September 1st, as it is. Hello everyone, of course this is Gamer1745 here, and we are playing Black Ice for Hearts of Iron 4, and we're going to, I think, get these guys over here quick to sort of cut off some forces here and push on the commies. Be an Italian Mountain Division, Italian Fascist Division. Okay. East Berlin, which defense and depth elastic defense. This would be Germany's historical attrition containment, operational support. I think we'll do this first. It'll take a while. Okay, so we're gonna let these guys get organized up now that they're here. Who is this? We'll let them be. And light artillery is now improved. Very good. I think we'll do medium artillery. Now what is our supply situation? Okay, we are in the beige. I don't know what that means, but beige, our supply situation. Okay, and power foreign. You know what I'm going to do here? Okay. Let's see. Do we have von Thoma now? I know it will take a little bit. I just like using... I sort of think von Thoma is cool too. But I sort of like using the historical guys when I can. When I know. Didn't see him here. Okay. Ritter von Thoma. Leave. Maybe it takes a moment for him to come in. Or maybe I'm just scrolling too fast past. Ah, there he is. There we go. War Hero Winter Specialist. Alright. Okay, so we got these done. Open State Affairs adds 3% stability. 35 days. Nationalist support. 14 days. Well, this is timely, so we'll do this. All purpose. Base stability's down. We need to get base stability being up a bit more. Production efficiency. Production growth. Farm output. Chance of getting sick down. Trafficking. Oil extraction faction plus 7%. Very good. Base stability. There we go. We're going to do this for 77 days. 2%. Oh, and then volunteers. We're going to send Deedle with a mountain division. So Deedle's coming to add to our situation here. I guess we're going to start attacking that we're not too great of shape. What we got? Wow. Now that used up all of our organization. Come on, we should do better than that. Okay, better 111s. We can come over here. Well, it's 37, so we're still... because we don't need that, so let's be efficient in that research. Or if we get better medium bombers now, we can skip and do that even better. Okay, support to nationalist Spain and free on refrigeration. Okay, well this will help preserve our ration storage longer. I really don't know how much that means at this point, but it does mean something. Yeah, let's do fluorescent lighting. And okay, we've gotten that done, so they're going to get a bunch of German equipment added to Spain. Let's come back over to here. And we're going to do this, which will give base stability up 10%. Hopefully that will be enough to keep us from gliding down. Yeah, we know we got... see, yeah, okay, there we go. Do that a few times if you don't see what you think you should see. Let's drive on the capital there. Oh, but fast. Go. Go, go, go. Okay, Britain's doing non-intervention stuff. We're not here. Oh no, these are just German tourists. This is what German tourism looks like. Okay, well, now we will do another power plant. Let this other part in here. Okay. Okay, so we've won all of that over there, and I'm going to put these guys on trains. Oh, Spain is doing much better this time, or the nationalists are doing much better than last time, I should say. Yeah. There's been no change to this game. Yeah, base game. Yes, more divisions. Right. Now. Yeah. Okay. We're going to do reinforcement. Settings high. Embargo on... We have no comms on that. got Detail now here, and we're gonna send him over to here in the mountains. These guys are organizing up now. We should have better supply over here because this is a supply. Oh well, they've just maybe recently captured it or something. Okay, Volksdeutsch. Belgium undertakes a policy of self-defense. Well, what do you know? They're going to defend themselves. Are they allowed to do that? Okay, well, we're going to add some military factories here. Sometimes your units help with fighting and get held back. You may want to get upgrade to your mobilization law to limited mobilization to help the divisions in Spain. Yeah, that is an issue. I'm more worried about our stability settings, though. Because, yes, because we just had the thing, it popped it up to 100%, but I'm watching that. That is, I guess, one of my big concerns after that last game. Okay, I'll put it down here. Oh, yeah, see how this... And you just do that, and you'll get this back here. Well, I guess we can hover over here. So now we're using 80% because we got one of those factories, and though we also got some more civilian factories. So both using a bit more and got more. Okay. We're going to send in the F-True. We're still organizing up the Panzers. I think we're going to move the Panzers to this other riverside. And how's Deedle's force? So he's getting there. Okay, yes, create these guys. Yes, this is what was missing last time. Now this should be getting decent supplies in here. No, they're getting high reinforcements. What are they missing here? I don't see anything. So why is this? Oh, it's maybe the strength. That's right. Okay, not equipment. You can support them across the river there. You can attack there to sort of mess with them. Oh, the Spaniards decided to join in the fight too. Cool. And we can do some more research. Navy! Okay, so we've got 36 level of amphibious invasion. Let's come over here. 1936. Well, we could do improved fire control system. We can do better torpedo launchers. Let's do that. Okay, 3 about. Okay. Program complete. Yeah, we do have various parties here. Well, we're gonna leave it at that on that. Oh well, you know, mentioning that, let's get some Stukas into production. There we go. So that we're at least producing that. I know there's deficits on other things, but we'll at least get that going. And yeah, more fighters. I want to be able to control the skies a little better than I did in my last game. Organization tote. Let's see. Vulnerability. Land location. 2 civ factories. Yeah, we'll do 2 civ factories. That's good. I know it's 56 days, and that takes a fair amount of time. Okay, just 2 down in aluminum. That's all right, I guess. Uh-oh. We exhausted his ability to push. But we held up a bunch of forces from reinforcing other positions for a considerable amount of time. Fluorescent lighting. Okay, we could do that. Let's do industrial tractors there, industrial farms. Yeah, we are on reserve armies. You are right about that. We'll do that later on. Let's take a look, because we are staying at this, even though it's sort of indicating downward trend. Yeah, we'll do that. We'll get that going. Okay, if we were to reserve armies. Okay. Here, but yeah. Okay, we'll do this. Okay, political power 2. Alright, well we pushed fairly deep in here. Medium artillery upgrade. Well, guess we'll just, as a completionist, do heavy artillery upgrade. And this is looking like we're pushing alone, so let's stop that. Crystal Palace burns down. Well, you guys go north. Well, you guys come south. See if we get these guys in a pincer movement. And I see we're going to fail there. Bolivia? No, we don't care about Bolivia. You can do whatever the hell they want. They're Bolivia. They're on the other side of the world in a landlocked country. What do we care? We're the Nazis. We don't care about Bolivia. Well, now the Spanish are attacking. So I guess we'll join in. Okay, for power, we're at 82 at 18%, so yeah, we've increased that. Okay, That's still 1936. Well, I'm wondering, do we want to... Those are very expensive. We can get some through national focuses and whatnot, so I think we might skip some of that for the moment. Saw player, he said he did 3 hours of research to find the flow through text NDPP BICE. I didn't quite get to the end of that, what that meant. Yeah, we'll just do some more Civ factories and we can do that. You stay right where you are. You're retreating. Why are you retreating? I know you have no organization, but it shouldn't mean you retreat. Okay, no one wants him. Oh, Trotsky being expelled, yes. We should still have good supply here. Yeah, we should. For some reason our Germans are running away again. Hello, Sebastian. How you doing? Which tech order is like good to take and political choices there's so much? Yes, that is a big question. I do not have a good answer for you. I am definitely, you know, something like this. Once we hit 1937, if you're going to do electronic computing in Germany, you're probably going to do it. Better to do it early because it will help everything else go faster. So that some of that is sort of easy to figure. Others, I'm just trying to use for you know, maximum efficiency, because you know, we don't need some of this stuff yet on a daily basis, so I'm just trying to do that. But yeah, I don't have a good answer. Okay, better 109s. Now let's do 110s. And I do think we will just do that, but we will come up here and upgrade 109s. Model C. Okay, so we are now mostly back to fully functional. They hold out. Move down into there so we can coordinate a little better. City of Danzig, something. They're just going to support that attack because we want them in place to be able to move north again. Deal with the mountains. Organization Tote. Very good. Improve fire control systems. Okay, so we got Organization Tote, which get us 2 more Civ factories and help with things. Alright. Well, right now we're I'm wanting civ factories more than military factories. Because we'll use more civs to build more military. Those are all nice and all. So let's get the DAF going. And for naval tax, 1936. I don't know if we need that, but we'll just research it. Oh, there's only one division in opposition to you there. Attack. Punch that. Okay. The artillery barrel upgrades. Okay, so we've got that. We're doing 1937 technologies now. Well, we're going to come over and do paratrooper. All right, okay. Better bombers. Let's do better casts next. England will be insulted. You mean with the better bombers or something? I'm not exactly sure how you're referring that. Okay. Oh, we've got excess. If we reduce, no, that was it. Let's go down to that. Yeah, that'll free up a factory.
Zeigt es ihnen! Angetreten!
Oh, no, push back in there.
Achtung!
Trade with Haiti? No one ever trades with Haiti. Haiti's worthless. In fact, not, but unfortunately it's populated by worthless people, basically. I don't think you need to do slavery, but I don't think those people can govern themselves effectively. Or at least history has shown that they haven't been able to. Okay, we got the DAF, which 2 more civilian factories. You expand the labor front, which is just expand the labor front. The German labor front. Labor front, you know, Arbeiters front. Labor front, expand the DAF. Okay, yeah. You gain the research. That's add stability. Yeah, we'll do that. Okay. Now, we're now down at 79% usage, so we're getting more of that. Good. Industrial farm. Do we have a window? Okay. Rations. Current rations. Max storage capacity. Current daily gain. Current consumption. Okay, so we are daily gaining 5,040 and we're daily using 3,634. We estimate our stockpile will change by a positive 113. Our current balance, civilian consumption, population, military consumption, armed forces, garrisons, training. Okay. See, right now we have a deficit of aluminium, so let's get some aluminum producing. So let's come in here. Yeah, we can put it over here. Get that going. I'm probably trade or something will pull this away, but it'll get into production queue there properly. Yes, pretty good first year. Let's again look at supply. Yeah, it's doing all right as I figured. Forces here. Okay. Back up there. Okay, good. They're joining us. Early tractors. Let's attack there. Sort of counter-attacking. Okay, so we got this, which helps with industrial farm output, not just farm output. Chance of getting sick down, which is nice, but since I'm not really worried about that, now we're in 37, so we've made it through the first year here. Yeah, I think I want to do this because I could then weekly stability would be up 10% or 0.10%. So let's get that going. Support the attack there. Let's do Panzer IVs. We can come here, there, but we need to look up here and click here. Better, more efficient. Okay, another thing I've sort of forgotten about is our air usage. So let's move you over here and put you up over that zone. Let's move you also over here and put you up over this air zone. So now on these battles, we have better air support. Yay. And the third international Chopin. Okay, let's attack into the mountains. So we have Beetle here. Now I know this isn't a terribly great division. As divisions go, probably would have been better to have a proper infantry division, but since we're in the mountains and I wanted to have Beetle there, I decided to send him, and I knew it was going to be a not so great unit. Expand the labor front. Well, very good. KDF wagons, we could do that. I'm just thinking we probably will here. Just get all those civilian factories early to build all the rest of the factories. But let's come over here because it is 37. Anti-Comintern Pact. Condor Legion, that would be something that would be useful. So let's do that. Timely. Okay, and this latest one is more industrial. Oh boy, glad we did this. Okay. Aluminium industry, aluminum. I know I'm saying it both ways. I'm trying to be confusing. Bomb damage vulnerability, less energy needed. Coal input. Higher synthetic refinery construction speed, fuel gain. Refineries better, fuel gain. You just yet at least. Okay, mixed farms, cropping farms. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, we could do this. We are sort of actually running out of fuel. Why is that? Okay, we got all of our domestic fuel happening here that we can do. We're getting some fuel from the United States. We're not getting, I'm not seeing Romania. Oh, here's Kingdom of Romania. We should also have the sort of high priority for fuel from Romania. There were treaties about that. Okay, so now we're back into the slightly positive. I know we should build up more support there. No, you're really not doing so great. Okay, you attack there. You march. No, you attack over there. You march over to here. Because we want to try to cut off Catalonia from the rest of Spain, which I gather they're trying to do right now. In real life. Aluminum. You have aluminum and aluminium. Aluminum is the American word, not pronunciation, American word for the same thing that the British call aluminium. It is not a pronunciation difference. It is two distinctive different words.
Aye, aye.
Look at our equipment here. Various weapons, some captured. Okay, so we're using mostly Panzer 1s, but some Panzer 2s.
Zeig es ihnen!
My concept is to reduce down Catalonia, take it all, and then focus in on the rest of Spain.
Angetreten!
All right. Okay, Condor Legion, very good. Okay, we're looking at... Okay, we'll give those guys a few moments. I guess we could try joining the attack on the city here. All right, so we got Condor Legion. Which will help with a bunch of research, hopefully well. Okay, we'll get to some of that. Naval expansion plans, 28 days, a dockyard. Okay, research bonus, more dockyards, more submarine yards. Days, military factories, KTF wagons, steel mill, do the KTF wagons. That's why I'm not American. Well, cool. You don't need to be an American. Not everyone is destined for greatness. You know, we know that. And we now have more factories available, or shipyards, shipyards available to produce more ships. Okay, let's see here. Let's come up to the top. Oh yeah, let's do that. We're gonna... Oh, well, wait a minute. We got the A. Let's see. We can go all the way to the east. So let's jump to the E. And we may need more of alloys. Okay. Well, back to 80% here. Let's do that. This is an insult. Well, so? Can't you take insults? Are you so weak that insults hurt you? These modern people. Am I or am I talking to some primitive who thinks being insulted is a reason to, you know, kill somebody or something. Here, fuel capacity. Yep. Censorship, yes, censorship. That's the answer. Answer to everything is censorship. Private imports, okay. Ah, for 60 days. Well, our attack failed. Here, so let's do it again. Okay, KDF wagon. So that is a lot of civilian factories improved here, or added, or whatever. Okay, that is 3 military factories and an engine factory. Yeah, the other one we do need to go down is here to get down this line. Okay, another steel mill. Well, we'll do this first. We'll do Trooper equipment. Oh boy. Yeah, let's do static AA improvement. Pennies are fighting each other. Well, nice. Uh-oh. Beetle's been pushed back. Right, yeah, start the second year. March back in there. I think life all over is hard right now. Not just in America.
Angetreten.
And I'm absolutely sure that life in America is better than many other places right now.
Angetreten.
We'll support our Italian allies.
Angetreten.
Hmm, 37 stuff. No, 37 stuff. To improve tank designs, but I think right now we'll take advantage of that bonus. And I think I'm going to let some of these episodes get too long. So we're going to stop this episode here. I want to thank you all so much. Hopefully you're enjoying this. See you next time for more, yes, even more Hearts of Iron. Don't worry, everyone. We're going to just save and keep on going. Those live. All right. Welcome back, fellow armchair generals. And if it's not welcome back, but welcome, well, hey, I hope you'll like the videos enough to join, subscribe to the channel. And of course, everyone, please lick the like button. It is tasty. Tell me what this one tastes like. Each one tastes different, so just lick it once. And yeah, let's go with this. I think they sent in a lot of reinforcements into Barcelona.
Bereit.
Oh, good. We are pushing that.
Angetreten. Achtung.
Expand the opal work. Okay. Okay, coal extraction, or iron ore extraction, bauxite, steel refineries, steel refinery. Yep, let's do this. Okay, well, new chassis. Do we have? Yep. Well, let's look. How bad are our deficits? A lot of light artillery down, medium artillery, infantry equipment, uniforms. We don't even have enough uniforms for people. But what I think we're going to do here is we're going to start a Panzer IV production line, and we're going to start a Panzer III production line. Let's move these above the ships. Okay, up to the other tanks. So we're not competing, or we're winning the competition for steel particularly. Okay, so we're just one factory each for now. Gonna need some more steel, yes. Then I think we're gonna keep our men clothed, so uniforms, and we could use more steel. So steel, and well, yeah, let's get it from Poland. Because when we take Poland, we'll benefit from its improved industry. Go defend up in the mountains.
Bereit. Ausrücken.
The attack there, more Tour de France. Amelia Earhart. So we've got Weber surviving and Amelia Earhart surviving. How interesting. Okay, well, we're at 83% there. We got, got that one coming. That fuel storage. Well, we're not max storage yet, and we're just about half, so I'm not really worried about maxing out just yet. I think we, though, will go for another industrial farm.
Befehle. Angetreten. Ausrücken.
The construction has improved. Very good. Weekly stability up. I like that, even though we are here. What I think is what is happening is we've gone over 100%. So it's just showing us at 100%, but we're slowly going down. I think. No, we don't care about Panama. Panama can do whatever it wants. It has a canal.
Befehle.
Well, America has a canal at Panama. Of course, we stupidly gave it back to Panama, but that's other issues. Okay, well, they're attacking, stopping, attacking, attacking, stopping, attacking.
Befehle.
Support that.
Angetreten.
All right, for Sherman grain. Oh, no, no. Okay, we could do Volkswagen, which is 1 civilian and 2 engine factories, which are nice. But what we're trying to do is to get down here. As well as, okay, so that's October Panzer, tank exempt. There, this Bohemia. Mentioning that. Let's come over here and see if we should be looking at Oslush, which January 38, so not really yet. Alliance with Italy. Open up state affairs. Yeah, research slot. We'll do a research slot. That'll be good. Okay, let's start now more, or actually start building military factories. The German drive on Barcelona. In the New World, I drink beer. It's embarrassing. That's why I only drink 10. Okay. I don't drink alcohol, so I don't have much relations to that statement there. Well, I thought I was on pause. Damn. Okay. Flying boats. Boats that fly. We just got that. And we just got Barcelona. Okay, so you stop.
Ausrücken! Angetreten!
Make sure we're not attacked on our flank there. And good job. Panama. Okay, Junker Schul, nice. Yes. Let's look here. Aid to Persia, one civilian factory. Okay, we have a lot of political power buildup. I've noticed I may not be using it as much as I could. Let's sink a Spanish submarine. Ability, well, we're still at 100, so I'm not gonna do that just yet. We could do Gross Deutschland. Let's do that. Chain of events. Oh, and mentioning that, let's come over here and look at our favorite bad guys, favorite evil dudes. Okay, nobody to get that going so much now. Here. Okay, Reich Arbeitsdienst. We need to get that. Check things mostly. Hmm, 5221. Watch trooping, very nice. And let's do elastic defense, and we'll spend all that. Well, let's look at our deficiencies. It'll probably be wagons. No, horse transport. Yeah, let's do horse transport. And we need more resources, particularly steel. Doll. Sweden, no, okay, there's Sweden way down there with 6 available. I would rather get like 12 for the United States. Okay, they're gonna come up here. They're holding out. Okay, can't spare anything. Do we have a bit of a... Portugal breaks diplomatic relations with Czechoslovakia. Okay. You don't live under communism. No, I don't. Yeah, that's actually a good thing. Well, we're mostly not living under communism. I live in California, so it's a little bit of communism. Not much, but a little bit. Look at all those leading to better research first. Yes. Trying to do a lot of that stuff. Not saying I'm doing it in the best possible order, but... No. I don't want to do that. No. Cancel. Can't we cancel this? Where's... No, we'll just pick up. Let's do this instead. Yes, I don't care about the other. He's taking a long time to get here. He needs to move up to there. Okay, we got some Arados designed. Nice little planes. Well, let's do 110s. What the hell? They're leaving all this front line open. Great Hong Kong Typhoon. Okay, so we now have 85% usage. So let's do some more power plant. Okay, you can march down this way. I think that'll be fast enough. And Reich Arbeitsdienst. We can do that. Power plant, civilian factory, military factory. And that's probably where we're going to go. But I think we're going to end this episode here. I know it's a sort of a short one, but I hope it was a good one. So thanks, everyone. See you next time for more, yes, even more Hearts of Iron. All right, let's make a save here. And I think I'm going to end it for today. Really do appreciate hanging out with you guys. Beam Slam, Sebastian, Sun Temple Radio, if you're still here. Arno, of course. Frog Eyes, if you're still around, thanks for hanging out with me and your help. Flexible Forever, if you're still here, thank you so much. I will be back tomorrow, hopefully with Arno and a few other people playing some War Thunder. We'll be driving tanks. No, this is going all around, just scrolling up and down to see who is hanging out with me here. So driving some tanks tomorrow should be fun. And Monday I'll be playing oh boy, I forget the game. One of the real-time tactical games. I forget. I'll have to look that up tomorrow and make sure I know what I'm doing for Slytherin. So I'll be doing that slightly different than what was originally scheduled. So of course, hope to see you there.